Welcome to another week of an SDR's journal. If you are new here, got to start with a disclaimer. Uh, Basically, in this journal, I speak about three key learnings that I've taken as an SDR at Loopio from the week before. If you are not new here, I genuinely really appreciate the support and all the love, criticism, anything. Feedback is feedback. So I love that stuff. So, yeah, let's get right into it. Number one, the first thing, one of the key learnings from this week, I was speaking with someone senior in an organization, and something that person mentioned that really just resonated with me personally was that outcomes are a lagging indicator of the work that you put in. So I guess the idea behind that is that can you leave the day at the end of the day asking yourself that you kicked ass today and you basically gave you 100% and left everything on the line? And this is something that I've kind of been everyone, like, this has been a theme that I've been trying to focus on per se, where it's like, how do you focus on improving the actual work instead of constantly stressing about the outcome as such? And one part of that, which I've actually implemented this week, and I've seen that small shift in my mindset as such, is that at the end of the day, whether it's 5, 6 p.m., I always ask myself, it's like, did I give my, again, it sounds cliche, but like it's actually like this, like I'm looking forward to this question where it's like, did I give my 100% and did I leave everything on the line? And like I have that on my calendar normally at 6 p.m. because some days I'll end a bit late, some days I'll end a bit early, but I had that on my calendar normally, and it's a question that I'm sort of asking myself um, as such. And if the answer is no, then it's about kind of figuring out where did I not give my 100% as such? And if the answer is yes, great. I can sort of know that, the work that I put in was of top quality, and the outcome is a lagging indicator of that work that I'm putting in right now. The second thing, and this is what Jeb Blount speaks about, his book Fanatical Prospecting. I think every sales professional or SDR especially should read that, especially at the start of their career, or when they start a new role. His 30-day rule. I was speaking with another fellow SDR, and they were talking about like how, the work, it seems like the work that you're putting in right now is not really sort of showing any benefit or any fruit, or like it's not showing any kind of an impact. Um, and it's kind of brought me back to Jeb Blunt's rule, where it's like the 30-day rule is that the prospecting that you do in any given 30-day period will pay off over the next 90 days. So it's the work that you put in these 30 days that will pay off in the next 90 days. Which is why when you're doing really well as well, when you're doing really well, whether that's as an SDR, as an AE, especially as an SDR, when you're doing well, you're booking demos, everything's going great, you're on top of the world, it is, I find that it's so crucial to keep your activity high, or at least keep it at a certain level, because if you, for example, are doing really well right now, but you're not adding new accounts, you're not adding new prospects, the impact of that will not be felt right now. You might be doing really good this month, you might do really well next month, but within the next 90 days, you'll definitely feel the impact of that. So it's always a great reminder, and that's something that I kind of tell myself to keep my sort of feet on the ground per se. When, let's say, you're going through like a good period, because in this role, especially, like you'll have weeks where like you're booking left, right, and center, and you'll have weeks where it's like no one even wants to look at you, basically. So, yeah. The last thing I'd say is a key learning is that when a company has identified a problem, normally that's that there is a problem with a certain process. They more likely than not, they're probably going to come in inbound soon enough. However, with outbound, most times when you're going in, like like the biggest sort of, I guess, the biggest objection for us is like the status quo, is that we already have a process in place, everything is good. So I guess with outbound, most times your goal is to actually to shine a light on a problem that the prospect didn't think that they had. And sort of, I guess the way to do this, is Josh Braun talks about this, is that you start this process by knowing something that the prospect does not know and giving them some sort of key insight that they can learn from. Like for example, like I've noticed that my email engagement has been a bit down recently. So just something that I've been focusing on is that is my emails, are my call scripts, are they focusing, are they shining a light on a problem that the prospect potentially didn't know that they had, but could affect them in the future? Because think about it in this way: each person or each company is trying to go from point A to point B, and currently they're somewhere in that journey, but at times they have no idea of the obstacles that might come along the way. So your job as an SDR is to kind of, I guess, highlight or shine a light on those potential obstacles so that your product can help them get over those obstacles and reach point B as soon as possible, or as fast as possible, or as most efficiently as possible, or whatever. So instead of focusing, instead of, I guess, like, I guess how do I put this? Yeah. So with outbound, most times just focus on shining a light on this problem. I'll speak more about this in a future topic. I'm still trying to future journal. I'm still trying to articulate this point myself, as you can see from my explanation. But yeah, those are three key learnings from this week. Hopefully, those help, and I will see you next week. Cheers.